Hey guys, it's Gina back with another layout, and this layout's going to be a little bit off the cuff, a little bit funny. We all find these things that we see as hilarious on the internet, so I'm going to actually scrapbook one of those today to put in my memory keeping. Stu and I thought it was very funny when it happened. So you all know Maxine. Maxine is right here, and Maxine says, "This game reminds me that I'm never too old to appreciate a good tight end." And then this is my favorite tight end with his back turned. I'll give you a better view of that. Anyway, so that's Zach Ertz. So that's what we're going to be scrapbooking today. I just thought it was hysterical because Stu always teases me that I watch the game for the tight pants. And that's not totally true unless the Steelers aren't playing. And then that's the only reason that I have to watch football. So I have some green fluorescent thickers here, not really fluorescent, but they're like a lime green. I have some paper that I'm going to use to mat the photos. I have this football paper that I'm going to use most of it to line down the center of my page, and I have some black cardstock that I'm also going to use, and that is all I know at the moment. So we're going to get started and we'll see what happens. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you during the voiceover. Well, hello, I am here to go through the voiceover, and I'm going to start with this paper, and as I said in the intro, that I'm going to use most of it because I really like the banners that are going across this page, and I thought that it worked well for my crazy layout that I'm doing. And if this offends anybody, I'm really sorry, but I thought it was hilarious. So, and I think Zach Ertz is a great player. It's not all about, you know, his tight end. I can't even get through this. I'm not even going to be able to get through this video. But anyway, so I used some black cardstock as my background, and then I put that paper down the way that I wanted using the banners. I really like those banners across the page, so I decided to use all of them that were a full horizontal stripe. And here I'm going to play around with how I want to position this to get a border to mat my photo, and I thought I was going to use that photo matting tool, but I decided that that was too large for what I was looking to do, so I wanted a very small border around this photograph. So I'm going to do the same on both sides. I'm going to put a mat around them, or behind them, as the case may be. And then I used the white background. I wasn't sure I wanted to use white because this paper is kind of a cream, sort of off-white kind of color. But in the end, I decided that the white would make those photos stick out and, you know, pull off the background paper a lot more. So I was happy with that. And I decided I'm going to put this photo of Ertz down. And then I'm going to pop the picture of Maxine up on some dimensional adhesive and kind of diagonally lay it across the picture. And even though I'm using two photos on this layout, I can't, this was interesting to me. Like, that's the furthest I can get away from a 4x6 print. I don't know. I'm going to have to use some more, pictures on a photo than just the one 4x6 that I tend to use. And now I'm going to title this with these thickers, and I'm using this glittery green. It's like a lime green. I felt like it went well two ways. It went very well against that black background, and then I also felt like it pulled that green down from inside that border paper. So I'm going to title this A Good Tight End because that's what it's all about. And like I said, if this offends you, I'm so sorry, but I thought it was hilarious, so I had to use it. I had to do it. So this is going to be a huge, and I probably should have cut portions of this out, but this is going to be a huge problem in trying to get my white pens to work. You guys know before March of this year or February, I hadn't been scrapbooking very often, so my pens are all pretty much dried out. And so this one dies in the middle of trying to get them. This is a Sakura, jelly roll pen. I think it's Sakura. I'm not sure. But I can't get that to work. I used my Uniball Signo pen to start with, and that didn't work on the back, as you saw. And so I'm going to pull out another Jelly Roll pen, and this one's not going to work any better. And then my idiot self is testing these pens on that white paper, because that's going to show up. Some days my brain just does not operate. So I'm like, okay, that's done. And at this point, I'm like, well, then maybe I'll just leave it and not even play with it anymore. But then I remembered that I had my football pen over with other pens. And I thought, oh, well, let me go look over there and see if I have a white pen over there. And that's where I am now. I'm going through all of my pens and see them all. I pulled them all out. This one doesn't work at all. It didn't have any ink in it. So it wasn't even an issue of the ink being dried up. It just didn't work. And then my good old Signo works just fine when they have ink in them. So I use that. I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler to make these straight. And if I had, what I really wanted was just some faux stitching on this. And really what I should have done in retrospect is pull them closer to the border paper. But in the end, I thought it turned out okay. And now I'm going through my bin of sports-related embellishments. I can't speak today. I don't know what is going on. So I'm going through that. I thought about using that banner, and then I thought about using some of the, like these are the buttons like I used in my last layout, or my layout before last, but I didn't have any football ones. And so I have 2 containers of, and then I thought, oh, stars would be great. So I go through all of the stars that, so I also have all of my stars in a bin like this. And I just find it easier for me to have them in this kind of container, so I know exactly, if I want a star, I know where a star is. I don't typically say, okay, I want blue. I do have some blue embellishments, but they tend to be more generic. They don't tend to be themed. So all of my stars, even regardless of color, are in one bin. Yet I have like green embellishments and blue embellishments in those bins as well, but they're more like generic circles and things of that nature. So I decided to use this banner, and I think that's Jolie's Boutique, that banner. And I used the banner with the helmets on it, and then I pulled the 3 helmets off of the rest of the banner. And I pulled the 3 helmets and put them down on the layout around the title, and then I used these 2 photograph sort of embellishments that say football and game day on them with the paper clips, and I put those down on the layout. And here you can see the final layout here. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.